Okay, so Paul, so what we're going to do now is we're going to bond, this is a piece of 4mm Corian.
It is.
In white, I guess, onto a piece of MDF, which is obviously typical substrate that would be used in workshop.
Yep.
Okay, so this is obviously going to be a full panel bond, full coverage, and we're going to bond these two together. Okay, so when we actually apply the adhesive, again, as I said, 4 to 6 inches away and 75% overlaps. Okay. Now what you're going to notice I'm going to do here is we want the people to spray the opposite way. Right. Okay. Now that is extremely important because it allows for the adhesive to get maximum bond efficiency.
Yep.
Okay. So at this point we're now going to allow for this adhesive to tack off. That is already started to tack off. This here is a little bit wet. You can hear the difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just a few seconds between. The temperature in this environment is about 20. Okay. So dependent on the temperature will actually depend on the dry time. So cool temperature will slow that proceeding down.
Yeah.
Obviously the warmer it is, the faster that will happen. But the main driver, the main key point is to ensure that there's no adhesive transfer onto a single side at that point.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait for a few seconds for this just to be completely, but you can see it's got some considerable tack, even,
yep.
and you can now feel that it's now getting out there. Okay, so what we're looking to do is put that straight back into its position. Now you do get a single chance with this. Okay, now if we're going to, I want to demonstrate two things. Okay, so you can obviously put your panel into the corner or onto the edge, position that up, and actually get it on.
Yep.
Put it into position. Okay, and then not mad, but you just some gentle impact.
Yeah.
Okay. The purpose of that is just to bring the two sides of adhesive together. So we now have the 4mm successfully bonded to the piece of MDF, and we're going to turn her over, and we're going to bond some 18mm to the other side.
12mm.
Exactly. We're going to turn it over, and we're going to bond some 12mm on the other side. Making sure we get the correct side. Exactly the same process. Okay, so 75% overlaps, nice smooth movements, the opposite direction. Now obviously that could be done with the opposite direction of material applied rather than sprayed.
Yeah.
I'm doing it spraying for obviously ease of use here. So you can see that the spray pattern is actually very consistent, and that is what you're looking for.
Right.
You're not looking for pooling of adhesive as well. You're looking for a nice consistent web spray pattern across the surface. Okay, Paul, so this has now been sprayed. We've waited for our 2 to 3 minutes until it's tack free.
Yep.
Any points before we put this together?
Yeah, what I like about this glue is the fact that it's very thin and still maintains the flexibility. Silicone needs to be thick to give it that flexible movement, but we also need hot melt glue to give it an instant grab. This fixes it firm without any slippage as soon as it's put together. Yeah,
and I think it's a good point you make, obviously in relation to it being thin. It is important that it's thin, but it's very important that it's consistent.
Yes.
Okay. The consistency of the spray pattern is very important, that you don't get any ridges and bumps in there, so that the two surfaces, when they go together, that they mate consistently, and that there is a consistent level of bonding across the whole panel. Even more so important when you hit into your 4mm. Okay, so great. Let's put this product together.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just overlap it on that side, and obviously if you get it like that, you can feel that it's obviously got some flexibility in there, because it's got a grab, but it's allowing you to do it. Again, just it's totally sufficient.
Yep.
So we've got some great bonds, 12mm and 4mm.
Very good.
Fantastic.